are so lucky to have one of the wonders of the world in our backyard, the Niagara Falls, and I'm here with Captain for the Maid of the Mist, Michael Dennis. Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Isn't it so crazy? How many people come on these tours and say, I've lived here my whole life and I've never been on one of these?
More than you would expect, I think. Yeah, we hear it, a couple times a week, maybe. I myself, I wasn't on the Maid of the Mist until I started working here.
Oh,
and I've lived here my whole life.
Okay, so you were one of those people.
Yeah.
Please prepare for any sudden movements of the vessel.
I didn't really know about boat captain so much. It's not so common,
Right.
So through working on the deck and everything, the captains I had worked with, they'd have us come up and steer and learn about the boat. Found it really interesting. So kind of pursued that, and here we are,
We hope you continue to enjoy exploring the wonder of Niagara Falls and all its surroundings.
But it is such a beauty here, and you guys actually, these boats are pretty new, right?
Yeah, they are pretty new.
Tell us about them.
Started construction in 2019, and they did their first trial runs in 2020, and here we are now. So just a few years,
So these are all electric.
Yep, 100% electric.
And these only take 7 minutes to charge, right?
Yeah, give or take 5 to 7, depending on how much we use. But yeah, pretty quick.
And we're getting to go right now. Take us through the process of how we start our tour.
Yeah, they just gave us our count. I'm gonna blow the horn here in a second.
Okay.
Everything's on a time frame here, so generally we'd have, the Canadian tours are running and we're running, so it's pretty like a tight timing schedule. We're off, make some more memories. So these boats, we're moving sideways really, right?
Right.
It's just a whole different, normally we kind of take off and drive out that way. These boats we can really just drive sideways.
And it's really cool because actually driving it, you would expect to see in the captain's room the big wheel,
Right.
but no, it's
it's more like a video game,
right, the
Yeah.
joysticks. What is something that people don't realize they're going to see when they come on to the Maid of the Mist tours?
Oftentimes it's how wet that they actually get.
Yeah.
Right? It's called the Maid of the Mist, and we hear a lot like, oh, we actually get wet on here, So sometimes it's a shower, sometimes it's a little mist, and the rainbows as well. I think that's a big deal. Sometimes, it's probably the closest you'll ever get to a rainbow when they're out later in the day and stuff. But yeah, that's probably it.
What's your favorite part about doing these tours?
I think, all the people I get to meet from around the world. A big part is watching people's faces change. They light right up, and you hear everyone, yelling and screaming, happy. So that's it for me, I think.
Does it ever get old taking in the beauty of the sights?
A lot of people ask that. I don't think so. For me, having Niagara Falls right in the backyard here, it's kind of, people are always like, oh, it's so close. You can always go there. It has to get old, but all these people are coming from wherever, places you've never even heard of. And, it's kind of cool just watching their faces shift, making memories for these people. You get to talk to all of them and hear them yelling and laughing. I think that's what it's all about. It doesn't really get old. There's always something going on, yeah.
What would you say is kind of the month where you definitely see the most amount of people coming?
I would say probably July or August. You get the warm weather. We've got a few key days. The 4th of July is always a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Memorial Day, that's a good one. But I'd say the bulk is probably July and August.
And about how many tours do you do a day?
Peak season will run from 9 in the morning will be the first run until 8 at night. And there's 2 per hour per boat.
Is it weird that almost every day you're in like 2 different countries?
Kinda, right? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much half of our trip every day is on the Canadian side, so yeah, it's kind of cool saying that, 2 places at once,
To see these beautiful waterfalls up close and personal in our backyard, be this close to Canada, where else can you go and visit 2 countries in one day?
Right, this is it. This is it.
Is there a certain spot that you're just like always amazed by when you get to?
I think we're coming up to it right here. Yeah, This is, the Horseshoe Falls is always, that's usually what really gets people. So much water rushing over. It's unbelievable, honestly. For me, when you're in there, there's nothing really like it.
At this time, we are readying ourselves for docking.
This is the
spot
activity
to be.
of the summertime.
Definitely.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks so much for having us.
Thank you very much for coming.
It was a pleasure having you aboard the Maid of the Mist.